What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O.J. Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Dima, gangster music. Now, guys, I want to talk about, really in the dating section. Women like to feel special. So do men. We like to feel that we're the smartest guy, the most handsome guy, we're the best in the bedroom. But the older I've gotten, I've really had to limit myself to how I feel about myself to other people, because I do have a certain level of self-confidence, but I have to keep in mind that other people will not see me in that light, and I have to be humble because that could be to my disadvantage. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. Enter in the room, London on the track.
We got London on the track.
He is a phenomenal producer of hip hop music, R&B music. Nobody will discredit him for that. But from what we've heard from Summer Walker and his other baby mama, he is a terrible father figure. It's not what I'm saying. I don't know the guy. It's just what they say. Now, he is dealing with a lady by the name of Shenseea or Shenseea. I don't know how to pronounce her name. She is a singer, it looks like. And, they were having some dating rumors around Super Bowl weekend. But they were basically at her release party in Jamaica. And if you see the video in the background, that's him walking behind. But as she is performing the song, he basically proceeds to walk in front of the stage and put an iced out chain with the initial S around her neck. All right. So, this is what happens there. Okay. And somebody was saying, like, since they've been around each other a lot lately, date music, don't get pregnant. Right. And we already know that, London on the Track has a lot of children, or some children at least, most of baby mamas. I don't know if it's as much as Future, but we do know that he has his history. Now, let's say in the event that she is going to start dating London on the Track, what a lot of ladies do in our community is they will forgive the history of the man. And I'm not saying that people cannot change, right? But they're going to think that, well, you know what? He's dealing with me. Girl, I can change him. Listen to what I'm saying, guys. I can change him. He ain't had it as good as I'm going to put it to him. Because see, I'm different than Summer Walker. I'm different than the other girl. Those girls are ratchet. When he gets a hold of me, he ain't going to treat me that same way. Then booty clapping sounds. Then you get the booty clapping sounds. Then all of a sudden she's pregnant, has a baby. Again, I had his baby. He gonna take care of this baby. And then guess what? He ends up doing what he always does, which is go on to the next chick and leave you there. The Nick Cannon style type of leaving you there. Now, at this particular point is when you start to get some, a vile attitude towards black men, or there's a lot of volatility there. And all of a sudden there becomes a negative disposition towards the men in your community. All of a sudden you start to hear things like black men don't take care of their kids. Black men are not ready to be good fathers. He's a lame dude and all this. And a lot of you guys, this is what y'all do. But what happens is that you didn't look at the signs. And the signs are that the man has a history of not sticking it through with his baby mamas. He has a history of allegedly not taking care of his children. These are the things that we're dealing with. But what happens is that you don't see this, okay? They continue to go and do certain things that make absolutely no sense. And when it blows up in their face, like we know that it typically will, all of a sudden it's everybody else's fault. And we got to have some sort of accountability here amongst, both men and women. Listen, if a woman has been exhibiting certain characteristics and traits, if you feel that you have, that you are a godlike person, and it's because of you, because you're so special, she's going to change because of you. Let me tell you something. You are going to be sadly mistaken. There is nobody who can change anybody in the world unless that person wants to change himself. I'll give you a great example of the late, great Malcolm X. We know his story. He was a swindler, somewhat of a pimp. He dated white women, all of the things, right? And he was called Detroit Red. And he went to prison. I believe it was in the state of Massachusetts. I'm not sure, or New York City. He lived in Roxbury. He was a self-proclaimed con artist. But it was in prison that he came under the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But the only way he could come underneath those teachings was that he wanted to change, which I believe must have, must have been some sort of conspired out-of-body experience, rather, which is what led him to who we know, which is Malcolm X, who lived a very righteous life that we know of. Even the CIA admitted that, like, hey, listen, we put stuff in his hotel rooms, and he's nothing like, Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King was known for sleeping with the women there. But he did that because he wanted to change. A guy like London on the Track is not going to change his life because of some female. And many women have this false confidence in themselves that, I'm so much better than the other ladies that he's dealt with. He's going to change because of me. And the reality is, for a guy like London on the Track, who has a lot of options with women, who has a lot of short-term relationships, and he's faithful to really being a cheater, he's not going to change for you. And then you're going to see those chicks who get a baby, then cry about, oh my God, you don't take care of your kids, you don't come see your kids. But hello, did you look at the track record? It's quite obvious that the guy never does that. That all of a sudden, everybody in the black male community has to be thrown under the bus because of this. It's almost just like, dating a chick who is, let's say, for example, she's a prostitute. All right. And you know that she's a prostitute, and you feel that, well, because it's me and I'm going to give her a stable house, she's not going to do that anymore. And you try your best, and then you find out that she's going to do that, and she happens to be African-American, then you're going to come out and say, you know what? This is what these, such and such chicks do. Would that be fair? No, it's because you're dealing with somebody that is not really who you want to be with. You can't change people. This is the reason why a lot of times, if you look at any communities, especially in the black community, people who are very successful, they don't really live in ghettos anymore. Not that they don't like their people, but the reality of them changing that community in which they may have come from is very small. Most people are not going to become like them. They have a bigger chance of becoming like the poor, which is why they leave. Listen to what I'm saying. They leave. And we don't want to talk about that, but that's the truth. And instead of a lot of ladies looking at the guy's track record and say, oh, okay, well, he's cute, he's a nice looking guy, and but as far as something long term with him, he's just not built like that. They say, no, I can change him. I can deal with him. And then you can't. And then when you get stuck with the kid and he doesn't see the kid anymore, and then it's a problem. Let's go to Instagram and expose him. But you make yourself look bad because you're not looking at what the guy has historically been, which the Tigers don't change their stripes. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jungle. Remember for all that you do, subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.